Alrighty guys, another day, another strength. Got a different kind of video today. This one I'm showing you guys a practical example of a delicious, nutritious, affordable meal, right? So I'm sick of hearing the excuse that eating healthy is too expensive. It's not, right? It's actually very affordable. And I'm gonna give you some examples here of what I'm eating today and how you can make this for yourself, right? So, doing a whole roast chicken, right? I'll bring that bad boy over so you can get up close and personal. Take a quick look right there, right? Got some good seasonings on that bad boy. So starting with the price, right? Got these at Costco, so you can get 2 in a package. I made one last week, I'm making this one today. And it's $15 for the package, and it's $1.49 a pound. So it comes out to about $5 per chicken. And not all of that is edible, like some of it is like the carcass and stuff. But with the carcass, I actually have that in the freezer right now. I'm gonna make soup out of that and some veggie ends, right? Make a nice stock basically. And then I can actually use the breast meat from this, mix it in the soup, mix some more veggies in the soup, right? So I have like a ton of veggies here. I have some onion that I'm gonna stuff in the chicken. I also have an entire bulb of garlic because I love garlic. So I'm gonna leave the cloves whole, put those into the inside of the chicken, the bad boy, right? Grab some carrots right here. Could have cut some of these up. These are gonna be separate, right? Carrots, and then I've got asparagus as well, right? So the carrots and the asparagus are going to go separate from the chicken, because if I leave those in with the chicken, they're just going to get mushy and disgusting. So I'm going to put the chicken in for, last time it took like an hour 45, I want to say. Roasted at 425, right? If you do it at 350, what tends to happen is it just doesn't crisp up very nice. So I want it to be nice and crispy, nice and delicious. Going to put it on high heat. Same with the vegetables, right? But yeah, as far as the price for the veggies too, each of these are like under $5 for a giant pack. Like you can see the garlic here, I'm already like most of the way, or like a quarter of the way through actually. But I have like a whole bunch of garlic here. I have a giant thing of onions sitting over there. I have this giant thing of carrots, this giant thing of asparagus. So each one, like, it's basically like cents, pennies per meal. And then the chicken, right? I'm gonna get about 3 meals each for my fiance and I. So that's like 6 meals total for about $7.50 for one chicken, right? So it's basically like $1.50, $1.75, no more than $2 per meal, right? And then for the carbs, I have a loaf of bread in the freezer as well that I'm going to take out and thaw out and have that with this. So we got plenty of good food here, plenty of delicious eating. I'm not going to show any of like the actual cooking process because I feel like that's boring. But yeah, a couple things to note about the cooking process. The chicken, I seasoned it yesterday and I let it air chill in the fridge. That's important to let it dry out. You also pat it down before you do that. So that it gets dry. And then I don't have a rack to set it on, so it actually kind of pulled in some of the juices in the bowl. So I'm going to go ahead and pat it dry again before I cook it. It's important to do that so that it crisps up and that it doesn't, like if you just leave too much moisture in the food when you cook it, it just kind of winds up mushy. It doesn't come out very appetizing. And most of the time that it could be cooking is spent just cooking the moisture off of it. But yeah, that's important. With the chicken, I have a meat thermometer, right? So I'm going to let it roast for a while, and then to save the battery of the meat thermometer, the one I have, it has like a long little pin, right? So I can have it on the outside of the oven, plug it into the chicken, and that'll probably, I'll put that in like, maybe after like 45 minutes or an hour. And then I want to get the chicken internal temperature up to 165, so that way I don't die. Speaking of that, be careful handling the chicken. If you're handling raw chicken, always wash your hands. Try not to like splatter it. Don't wash chicken. I've seen people online saying like, yeah, wash your chicken. Don't wash meat at all. Like I don't really see the reason to do that. But especially chicken because it's going to get nasty salmonella everywhere, so don't do that. As far as the veggies go, like I said, don't put these in with the chicken because they'll get mushy. Onions and garlic, they're going to enhance the flavor, that's delicious. And then once it comes off, I'm going to have a nice layer of chicken fat and chicken drippings in the bottom. So the ones I have from last week, I still have that. Still the chicken carcass and then some veggie ends from throughout last week and the week before. So I'm going to put all that together, make some stock, and then I'll use the breast from this in that as soup for my lunch tomorrow. But yeah, very affordable, very delicious, very healthy, right? You know, if you're eating out all the time, that's just going to be incredibly expensive. You don't know what's in the food a lot of the time, so you might think it's healthy, but it might not be that healthy. But yeah, try this out. So I'm going to go ahead and cook this now, and then I'll show you guys the end result, and then sign off for the video. Alright guys, figured I'd throw in a little bonus here. So we've got the chicken carcass from last time. I saved all the bones from that. It was sitting in the freezer. So I'm going to chop it down into smaller pieces that would have boiled up in the stock nicely. And then here are these like veggie odds and ends in here. So I'm just going to add a bunch of water to that. And then I also have the chicken fat from last time, right? Going to pour that in there. It's gonna make it taste delicious. But yeah, there are actually a couple things that I forgot to mention about the chicken I'm making today too, so I'm gonna make that, or add that rather, in the next segment of the video. Alrighty, so a couple things that I forgot to mention. Number one is the seasoning on the chicken. So salt and pepper, that's a given, right? Then I like something a little spicy. So this time it was chili powder. Sometimes it's like paprika, cayenne pepper, something like that. Something to give it a little kick. Then I use something green and earthy. So for this chicken, I use oregano. I like that a lot. You can also use parsley. I also use thyme on this actually. So I got a couple different greens in there. But you can't go wrong with those. And then the last thing that I usually include is something like citrusy. So I actually used two different seasonings for that, and they're both like seasoning mixes. One is Omaha's steak seasoning. That one has, I think, orange peel in it. And it's also got like garlic, onions, and other good stuff. And then the other one is the Penzeys Mural of Flavor seasoning. That one's got lemon, orange, onions, garlic, shallots, all the good stuff. Tasty, tasty things, right? So that's what I use for the chicken. And then for the veggies, it's a lot more simple, right? Just salt and pepper, because there's a bunch of flavor coming from the chicken. But yeah, and then the other thing is the choice of veggies. So I do buy into the idea of eating the rainbow, as they say, having different colors included in your diet for different micronutrients, because those different micronutrients tend to give different foods their color. So for example, I got like carrots and sweet potatoes here next to each other. They're both orange because they both have a lot of beta carotene. But yeah, so usually something green, so I have asparagus. I like onions a lot, so there's a white onion. You can also use red onion if you're looking for something more purpley. Garlic is delicious. I consider that just like a white, plain old thingy. I eat a lot of bell peppers. There's like yellow, orange, red, green, all those different ones. For red, there's tomatoes. But yeah, I definitely like to include different colors, get different micronutrients, as well as getting, just the carbs from the veggies and the fiber, most importantly. But yeah, recommend that you include a lot of vegetables in your diet. Definitely eat them. And I think that's it for this segment of the video. So I'll see you guys when the chicken is all done, and then I'll sign off. Alrighty, boys and girls, here's the finished product. A little chicky wicky over here. Some of the onions did not fit inside the chicken, so I put them on the outside, and that was a mistake, because now they're terribly burnt. But I actually just tried one. It doesn't taste that bad. It's just very charred. But yeah, the drippings taste delicious. I just basted that bad boy when it came out. There's the onions and garlic on the inside. But yeah, that's really it. Here's the soup simmering right now. Got another hour or two for this bad boy. It'll be good to go. But yeah, the fact that it takes... Actually, this took less time than the last one. This one only took about an hour, really. But, it's like 1 to 2 hours generally. But it's not 1 to 2 hours of hands-on cooking time. It's only about maybe 20 minutes or so of that. So, hope you guys can enjoy this. Start using this. Find some meals that are tasty, nutritious, and affordable. And I'll see you guys in the next video, alright? Goodbye.